Communication, it's the lifeblood of every relationship, and a marriage can flourish with intentional and effective communication. Key components of good communication, and especially true with a marriage, is cultivating respect and assertiveness, which communicates your needs and understanding clearly.
While your spouse will have many amazing qualities, reading your mind will unfortunately not be one of them. Part of building unity is developing openness and direct communication. This leaves little room for misunderstanding and empowers you to love and meet the needs of the other most effectively. But communication is also much more than just the words we use. It is also what we choose not to say, or use of our body language, our tone, and how we listen. So let's take a quick look at each of these.
Tone. Simply put, tone is not what you are saying, it's how you're saying it. And the tone you use will communicate a lot more about how you're thinking and feeling than the actual meaning of the words you're using. How about this one? I'm fine. Fine means everything is okay, but it doesn't sound like it, does it? Think about what it is that you're saying, how you're saying it, and how it will be heard.
Body language. Actions speak louder than words. It is easy to recognise that when someone is focused and attentive towards you with their body and eyes. It encourages you and helps you to feel included and comfortable. But when you are met with a scowl, lack of eye contact, the cold shoulder, rigid and folded arms, or even physical withdrawal altogether, you can feel unsure, excluded, hurt and pushed away. Take note of what your body is saying in all sorts of situations. What are you communicating to each other by the way you use your body? Body language is a powerful communicator. We're going to hear the body language of our spouse far louder than we are going to hear the words that they are using.
Listening. Hearing and listening are two different things. Listening well is a skill that takes practice and intentionality. Often we speak for the purpose of seeking to be understood, but rather it is far more effective when we seek to listen and understand. This takes time to listen and not interrupt, to fully gain understanding between each other, so that you can walk forward together to reach where it is that you want to go. Marriage is not a competition. An argument, disagreement, or even a simple everyday dialogue are not opportunities to be right or to win. Rather, they are opportunities to cultivate unity. Focus on what you're trying to achieve and together work towards that. If we only focus on me and my ideas and thoughts and my opinions and forget to listen, the conversation can easily turn from where you are trying to head, from us being the primary goal, and end up in a place of disconnect.
With all of this in mind, take a look at these examples of good communication and poor communication.
Hey, so I've got our whole holiday planned out. It's gonna be awesome.
Wow.
Take a look.
You have planned out everything?
Yeah.
Have you thought about me at all?
Absolutely. I've got the sheep shearing experience in there for you.
Yeah, not so much. I mean, whose holiday is this anyhow? I thought it was our holiday.
Yeah, for sure.
You even have it planned out to my bacon and eggs brekkie.
Yeah, on the barbecue.
This is too much. I just can't. I
What?
just can't right.
What?
No.
Why do you always gotta be that way? Why do you always gotta be against all my ideas? Hey, so I've been planning our holiday. I've got it all planned out, put a lot of time into it. I think it's gonna be awesome, but I wanna get what you think about it.
You have certainly put a lot of time and effort into here.
For sure.
And I really appreciate that. I can tell you've put a lot of time into it.
Yeah.
I quite like the hot water beach excursion.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
looks like a lot of fun. Sheep shearing?
Yeah. I thought you'd really love that.
Maybe not so much.
Okay.
You have definitely planned it all out, and I thank you for that. But this, if I can be honest, looking at all of this is just a bit overwhelming. There's just a lot of detail in here, and just a little bit anxious causing when I see all of this.
Okay, so if I'm hearing you right, you're saying you appreciate the time I've put into it in the detail, but there's so much detail that it's creating anxiety for you and making you feel overwhelmed.
Yeah, it is actually. It's causing a bit of stress.
So why is that?
Well, I think for me, when I go on holiday, it's more relaxing for me with unplanned time, and so seeing it all planned out is quite stressful for me.
Okay, so you're saying that, if I understand you correctly, you're saying that for you a holiday and a good holiday requires unplanned time so you can just relax.
Yeah, it does. Yep.
Okay. For me, I feel more stressed if I don't have a plan, especially I take time off work, and so my fear is if I don't have a planned holiday that then I'll waste my time that I've taken off, and I don't want to waste my time.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, because you're taking time off work, you kind of like to have a bit more of a plan so that you don't feel like you've wasted the time that you've taken off work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what if this would work for you, we're able to build some time into the calendar of maybe a couple of days of just unplanned time for a little bit of a balance, if that would work for you.
So you're saying maybe take a couple days of unplanned days that we put into there?
Yeah, if that would be okay with you.
Yeah, I think I can do that.
Great examples. It's so clear that good communication is important.
Now, let's look at 4 types of conversation that we have within marriage. Firstly, informal conversations. These are those everyday little conversations about nothing much. The answer to how was your day, or a short phone call to explain a funny situation you experienced. However small and insignificant they may seem, these conversations are still important in your marriage. They establish a simple connection between you and your spouse that doesn't require a lot of emotional output. These are moments where you relate as friends, companions, sharing life together.
Second, administrative meetings. If informal conversations were like simple chit-chat, these administrative meetings are more business-like. These conversations are loaded with action items, changes to the daily routine, to-do lists, appointments, social obligations, financial decisions, etc. This mode of communication is really important. It ensures that your marriage, your family, and your lives operate smoothly and operate together. We simply need to have these conversations, or someone will end up stuck somewhere or in the wrong place at the wrong time, or completely unprepared. Developing good habits in this area helps produce an us mentality. It encourages respect and oneness as you are both on the same page.
Third, challenges and conflict. Eek. We are going to look at this area of communication in depth in the next clip, as the management of this type of communication has a great influence on a marriage relationship. Conflict and challenges can be small, or sometimes they can be huge, so it's worth taking some intentional time to look into this as a couple.
The 4th type of conversation is life-giving conversations. The 3 modes of communication we just discussed are reactive conversations, spurred on by some need or event. This 4th type of communication is often overlooked because it's proactive. Life-giving conversations are about getting to know your spouse better and strengthening the bonds between you. They're playful and affirming. They express gratitude and demonstrate curiosity. You can ask your spouse questions you've never asked before and unpack hopes and dreams.
Reactive communication will monopolise your time unless you intentionally make space for proactive communication. Even just 10 minutes a day to engage in conversation like this is life-giving. You can do this over a meal, over a coffee, out for a walk, or at the end of the day in bed. Married couples who put time aside to engage in life-giving conversations on a regular basis are generally happier and have greater unity.
So in all of this, pay special attention to all of the aspects of communication. The quality of your marriage relationship is reflected in the way you communicate with one another. So regularly take stock of how this is going for you. Seek help early if you need it, and learn and grow together as great communicators and sharers of life.